Hello students, how are you? Hope you all are good. Welcome back to your SST class. After term 1, we are going to start unit 2, and in this unit today we will discuss about the chapter number 8, weather and climate. What is weather? Weather is the study of the atmospheric conditions for a short duration of time for a limited area. Now, what is weather? Weather is the day-to-day conditions of the atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, rainfall, humidity, etc. Sometimes we see weather is sunny and sometimes we see there is a rainy day because the condition changes. The sunny day changes into a cloudy day within a minute. So, the condition changes minute to minute, hour to hour, and day to day. These changes are caused by the sun because sun is the primary source of energy that causes changes in the weather. Now, what is climate? Climate is the study of the average weather conditions observed over a long period of time for a large area. Now, what are the weather conditions? Weather conditions means temperature, humidity, cloudiness. These are all the weather conditions of large area. For example, we talk about India for a long period of time. Our climatologists take 30 years, the time of the 30 long years, to cover the average weather conditions of India. And after that period, they determine the climate. Means when the autumn will come, when the summer will come, or when the winter will come. So after 30 long years, they take to determine or they study about the climate. It is the more or less permanent and it is the collective effect of all its elements. Next is factor affecting the climate of a place. Now what are the factors which affect the climate of a place? Number 1, latitude or the distance from the equator. The places near the equator are warmer than the places which are far away from it. This is because the places which are near the equator, the sunlight falls directly and they receive more heat, so they are more hot. And when the sunlight falls slanting, they are spread over a larger area and so the places away from the equator receives less heat or they are less hotter than the places near the equator. So the latitude affect the climate of the place. Next is altitude or height above the sea level. Height of a place above the sea level. Do you know why people go to hill stations in summer? This is because the hill stations have a cooler climate than the plains. And also they are located at a height above the sea level. The higher we go, the cooler it becomes. This is because the temperature falls with the height. And it becomes very cold in the high mountains because mountains are at high altitude. For example, Ludhiana and Shimla. Shimla is very cold climate and the Ludhiana is hot climate because Shimla is located approximately 2150 meter above the sea level and Ludhiana is only 250 meters above the sea level. So, the higher a place from sea level, the cooler is its climate. Next factor that affects the climate of a place is distance from the sea. Places near the sea have a moderately cool climate, while the places in the interior have an extreme climate. It means the land which is near the sea has pleasant climate because in the summer season the land becomes very hot. Then cool breeze from the sea cools it down, and as a result it does not get very hot. But in the winter season, sea gives warm breezes. So in the winter, when land becomes very cold, then warm air from the sea comes and it warms that place. So it does not get very cold too. And the sea does not allow a place to be either very hot or very cold. As a result, the places near the sea have a pleasant climate. Next is winds. The climate of a place is hugely affected by the winds that blow in that area. Winds blowing from cold regions make the place cool, while winds blowing from a hot region makes the place hot. It means when the wind is coming from sea, it is full of moisture. When it rises up and rises at the top of the mountain, it condenses and falls down as a rain. When the air blows in hot places, it becomes dry and humid, and the climate of that place is also becomes dry and humid. So the climate of a place is affected by the winds that blow in that area. Next is ocean currents. What are the ocean currents? Ocean currents are the large movement of the water, means movement in the ocean water. There are two types of ocean currents, warm ocean current and cold ocean current. The ocean currents will start moving from tropical regions, means from near the equator. These are the warm ocean currents. And the ocean currents will start moving in poles are called the cold ocean currents. And the currents that carry warm water from tropical regions towards the pole and also back cold water towards the tropical regions. And these ocean currents influence the climate of the coast. Next is temperature and rainfall. The temperature of the place, the humidity and the amount of rainfall that it receives all determine the climate of a place.